Melania has surgery for benign kidney condition. Trump is in the hospital. Sorry, not that one. The First Lady is recovering after undergoing a successful surgery. First Lady Melania Trump underwent an embolization procedure to treat a benign kidney condition at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center on Monday morning. The White House said the surgery was successful with no complications and that the First Lady would most likely remain in the hospital for the duration of the week. During an embolization procedure, blood supply is cut to a certain part of the body in order to stop oxygen flow to the affected area. One instance where benign kidney growth would require an embolization procedure is the angiomyolipoma, a benign collection of fat and muscle. According to CBS News, embolizations can also be used to treat aneurysms or artery bulges and arteriovenous malformation or abnormal artery and vein connections. The president even took time out of his bigly busy schedule to send his White House roommate a tweet. Aw, did he get her a card too? Too lazy to get up? Then keep watching. Keep calm and stay away from the oak trees. Droves of white-haired caterpillars have invaded the British capital, with experts warning they can trigger allergic reactions in humans and pets. UK officials have issued a health warning following an outbreak of toxic caterpillars of the oak processionary moth across London and southeast England. The species is a native of southern Europe, but was accidentally introduced to Britain via imported live oaks in 2005. Each caterpillar contains 62,000 hairs, which are full of spines that can prick skin. They can be released from the body and stay active for up to 5 years. The hairs contain an irritating substance that can cause skin rashes, eye irritation, sore throats, and breathing difficulties. The British Forestry Commission has begun using biopesticides to help eliminate the caterpillars and have cautioned residents against letting children or pets near affected areas. Traps will also be set for the invasive insects around the 150 hotspots identified by the Commission. Achievement unlocked. For the first time ever, gaming addiction is set to be classed as a health issue by the World Health Organization. According to a draft definition, symptoms of gaming disorder can include continuation or escalation of gaming despite negative consequences. It can also be shown by the gamer exhibiting impaired control over gaming and/or by more time being given to gaming, to the extent that it takes precedence over other important life aspects. And it's not like gamers can just go cold turkey. We mean, have you seen how they handle poultry? These symptoms have to go on for a year for a diagnosis to be assigned, but that time can be shortened depending on the severity of the gaming.
Time to get to bed. If you think sleepless nights are harmless, a new study begs to differ, claiming it may be connected to dementia. Alzheimer's disease has been associated with the buildup of beta-amyloid proteins in the brain, which manifests as plaques. Since sleep is believed to flush amyloids from the brain, lack of sleep has been correlated with a higher risk of the neurodegenerative disease. In a study conducted by the National Institutes of Health, amyloid levels in the brains of 20 healthy subjects were measured after a full night's sleep. When the subjects were deprived of sleep for more than 24 hours, scans revealed that the levels of beta-amyloid had increased significantly. While the immediate effects of sleep loss are clear, the study failed to look at implications over a long period of time. But even without establishing causation between lack of sleep and dementia, it's clear sleep is crucial to a healthy functioning brain.
Man's paralyzed limb reanimated with the help of a brain chip. A team from Ohio has made a medical breakthrough, successfully developing technology that allows brain signals to bypass a spinal injury and transmit straight to the muscles. When Ian Burkhart broke his neck 4 years ago, it damaged his spinal cord and left him paralyzed from the chest down. He retained some movement in his shoulders and biceps, but lost sensation in his hands and legs. To help him, doctors inserted a chip the size of an eraser head into his motor cortex, the area of the brain that controls hand movements. The chip records brain signals for specific hand movements and sends these to a computer via a port on the back of Burkhart's head. Once the signals are decoded, they're transmitted to an arm sleeve studded with electrodes. The electrodes stimulate the muscles and allow them to move. The system, called NeuroLife, has allowed Burkhart to make 6 different hand and wrist motions. It marks the first time a paralyzed man has been able to regain movement using recorded brain signals.
Paralyzed man stands again after experimental treatment. A man paralyzed from a bad accident has regained the ability to stand and move his legs after receiving an experimental epidural treatment. Andrew Mees was paralyzed from the chest down after his spine was broken at the 6th and 7th cervical vertebrae in a motorcycle accident nearly 10 years ago. Mees has spent 4 years in physical rehabilitation, but has also been receiving an experimental treatment called spinal cord epidural stimulation. The device sends electrical signals to motor neurons telling them to move. At the end of the study, Mees was able to move his legs, stand on both feet or one foot entirely on his own. The results from the study show that the nervous system may be more resilient than previously thought. Brit has the world's worst case of super gonorrhea. What happens in Bangkok stays in Bangkok, unless it's a case of super clap. A man in the UK has been diagnosed with the world's worst ever case of super gonorrhea that is resistant to first-choice antibiotics. The man picked it up after a sexual encounter with a woman in Southeast Asia. Health officials say it's the first time the infection was unable to be treated with a combination of azithromycin and ceftriaxone antibiotics. The infection is caused by the bacterium Neisseria gonorrhea. It's spread through unprotected sex. Symptoms can include a thick green or yellow discharge from sexual organs, pain urinating, and bleeding between periods. If left untreated, it can cause infertility, pelvic inflammatory disease, and can be spread to children during pregnancy. Physicians now have the man on one last antibiotic, but will have to wait until next month to see if it works at combating the infection.